Well, hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Sprague, and I am here to show you about my bike sharing proposal. I want to thank you guys for having me here. It really means a lot that you guys would take the time to learn about this bike sharing. And I truly think that it can help your campus reach the next level of its sustainability. So, our mission statement, what's our goal, right? We want to help WMU become a more sustainable campus, and we want to improve life for the students that attend the university. I mean, that's pretty fair, right? You want your students to do better, they do better, you guys do better, and we want you guys to help the earth as much as possible while we do it. So, reasons for need, right? Why do we need these? So, let's be honest. The planet needs help. I don't think anyone here can argue that. Global warming and climate change is a prevalent issue in our society. I mean, you can see it on TV, through elections, right? People care. It's one of the biggest talking points in the world right now. Okay. And WMU, you guys strive to be one of those game changers, right? You guys want to lead the way. You guys want to show these young people what they can do. And this will be the first step in doing that. Other reasons, right? The students need reliable transportation. A lot of students, including myself, don't have a car on campus, right? And with that comes issues. What if I need to get to class, but I don't have very much time, right? What if you want to go get food, but it's a long walk from the Heights? Food is at least a 5 minute to 10-minute walk away. And that's if you're walking fast and with a goal in mind that you want to get there and not, I don't know, stop and watch the birds, right? And you also need it to help decrease traffic and cars on campus. Now, living in the Heights, from experience, I can attest that parking lots get really full really fast. And they get full every day. After 8 p.m., good luck trying to find a spot. You're not gonna be able to find a spot up there. You're gonna have to go all the way down to overflow. That makes it a 3-minute walk up to campus. It's just not easy for everyone to do that, right? And talking about the food, if the food's 10 minutes away, I would rather get in my car and drive there than walk. But what does that do? It hurts the environment. And that's what we're trying here to negate. And also health benefits, right? So in a car, that's all you do. You just sit there and you just drive. No activity, no inclusion in nature, nothing. But with a bike, you get that exercise and you can view nature and its beauty. So let's talk about those benefits, right? So like I said, helps keep the students healthy. Keeps them in a spot where they can get those extra steps, those extra pedals, I guess, as you want to say. And it will definitely help them become healthier human beings, which definitely is a problem in our society today. Obesity, not good. But if we can teach young kids about how fun it is to ride a bike, how awesome it is to be in nature, then maybe future they'll choose a bike over a car and help the earth even more. All right, talking about helping the earth, right? Benefit is helping the planet. Carbon emissions in transportation is 14%. 14% of carbon emissions is from transportation. If we could decrease this by 2%, global warming overnight would change significantly by decreasing. Okay? And if Western can do this, we're going to get other colleges, they're going to see what Western wants to do, and they're going to implement it themselves. There'll be a chain reaction that's going to help not only the Western campus, but all campuses across the country in just a matter of years. Right? What else will a bike do? It will increase curiosity. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm driving, I'm focused on the road and the road itself. Not really looking around, enjoying the view. It's not really my thing. I preferably wouldn't want to crash. Well, on a bike, it's a little different. On a bike, you can have that view more. You can see the nature, the birds chirping, the geese, annoying or not, flying around, honking at you. But what does that do? Well, it makes you wonder, right? Why do those geese honk? Why do these birds chirp the way they do? Why is that grass green? These are the questions that your students will have after they're riding these bikes. It'll increase their curiosity. They'll want to see more of the world. They'll want to see why things happen. And isn't that the point of college? To get people more interested in the things around them so that they can see things, they can learn things, and these bikes will do just the thing. Now, another thing these bikes do is give you reliable transportation, right? Think about, like I said earlier, people without a car, especially if it gets a little rainy, it's a little cold. It's hard to be able to walk. That takes a long time. But if you have a bike, the trip's faster and it's more fun. And of course, convenience. You know, what's the point of walking for 10 minutes when I can ride a bike in 4, right? So how would this work? Well, there's 3 main components to make sure that this would work successfully. Okay, one would be a docking station. These would be where the bikes are stored and where they're parked after students are done using them. All right, this will help centralize the location of the bikes so that they won't have to worry about the bikes not being there or not being able to find a bike if they're looking for one. Right, they also have a GPS on these bikes. So these bikes will help. They'll always be able to find them, the students will, right, with this GPS. It'll also help the university. If for some reason they can't find a bike, they'll have a GPS tracker and they'll be able to find it and securely bring it back. And the nice thing about this app that a lot of these bike sharing companies have, and I get more into it in my report, but I recommended Bird. They're a really high quality bike distributor for bike sharing. And they actually will do the app for you, set it up, get it all done for you. And it's just as easy as logging into the bike app, click a button, you say, I want a bike, okay, payment done, boom, now you have a bike. Unlocked, take it out of the docking station. It's perfect, easy and convenient. So what would you guys need to do? So there's just a couple things you guys would need to have. One, you need to have a bike-friendly campus, which luckily you guys already do. Western is notoriously great at having areas that are easily accessible to bikes. You need space for the docking stations, right? Keep these bikes centralized, keep them secure. Well, luckily, you have a lot of space. Myself and my team have walked around and have surveyed the campus, and we detailed in the report a little bit more, but we have found at least 10 areas where bikes stations could go that are, 1, very public and very accessible, and 2, very convenient for you. And of course, you need student interest, which luckily you do. There is a lot of students that either ride bikes now or complain about having to walk and have been pulled. And there are actually a lot of students that would be very interested in this bike sharing program. Now, from you guys specifically, though, this is the biggest caveat, is the initial investment. Okay, so doing some talking and some research with Bird and other sites similar, the estimated cost would be about $400,000 initially for a bike sharing program to be implemented at Western. Now, there are a couple of things that can help with this. One, there are a lot of governmental grants and other governmental stipends that you can get by applying that will help you pay for that. There's also companies out there that really like the sustainability of it, and they'll help pay for it. But there's also the fact that these bikes aren't free to use. So example would be at Texas A&M. They actually have a really successful bike sharing program there, and they charge $2 per 30 minutes when you ride. Really simple. not a lot, right? $2, a kid's gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever, it's $2. But this will help bring those costs down because you'll continuously get that cash flow. And the best part is, once you pay this $400,000 off, every time someone uses a bike, it's more profit for the university. Not only could this help create more sustainability, you could buy more bikes, you could buy more things that would help with the sustainability of your campus, but you could also allocate it towards other things, charities. You could improve the student center, improve the sidewalk so it's easier to use bikes, whatever you want. And so let's talk about some of your concerns that you could have, okay? So one concern, a major concern, is theft, right? Theft or destruction. How would you combat that? Well, the best part is these bikes have GPS on them. If someone tries to steal a bike, you know exactly where it is, and you know exactly how to get it. Also, with the docking stations, they are secured in a way that no, you can't get the bikes out once they're docked. And so you won't have to worry about any of that. And with the apps, you'll have exactly who got them last. So if there was some damages or somebody vandalized it or something like that, you would know exactly whose issue it was, and then you could take it up with them. But rather that be a fine in the app, that could be a fine on, their student, what they owe in their student loans, whatever. It's pretty simple, but easy to do. Another concern would be cost, right? And I talked about this a lot earlier, but with that cost issue, it'd be really easy to just get some governmental stipends, get some companies to help out, right? You'll be making money from the bikes. That can help. There's a lot of ways that you can lessen the cost, and if I have a slide later, Google form for questions. If you want to talk more about that, I would love to talk about that with you, but I mean, that could be a whole nother presentation. But I promise you, cost is not going to be a worry. And then safety, right? So how can you keep these kids safe, right? You don't want any lawsuits or anything with that. So one is plausible deniability. So as you can see on the slide here, I have this nice little sign here, safety first, wear your helmet. You put that next to the docking station, that's it. If anyone gets hurt and they're not wearing a helmet, we told them to wear a helmet, not our fault. That's on them. That's plausible deniability, and that way you won't be liable for anything that would happen if they're on the bikes. And to wrap it up here, sustainability is really important to me and to everyone I know. But I know at Western, you guys have a true stance, a big stance on it. And we truly believe that this proposal will align with the goals that you guys set. And so we would just like that you guys review our proposal, right? Watch this, read our report, much more detailed there. But that will truly show you, I think we're on the same level here. And I think if you guys will accept this proposal and you implement this, you will detrimentally increase your sustainability while paving the way for others to notice your role and to follow along with you. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for listening in. If you have any questions, feel free to scan this QR code. It'll be a Google form. You can go straight to me. I'll answer any questions that you guys have. If you want to get on a call again, I would love to do that too. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day.